The spotlight fractured into tiny reflections on the crystal chandelier, falling on my knuckles gripping the camera. Today is Ethan Sinclair's wedding, the kind that captures the whole city's attention. Reese Watson, the photographer covering this once-in-a-century wedding. Seeing him again for the first time in 3 years, at the end of the red carpet, Ethan Sinclair stood tall in his bespoke suit, just as proud and poised as ever. Beside him, the bride, Margaret Sullivan, wore a gown scattered with crystals, smiling with eyes curved into crescents. My camera was trained on them, but my finger paused on the shutter for half a second. The MC raised the microphone and stepped onto the stage, their voice carrying through the entire banquet hall. "I heard you two were college classmates. Why did you only make things official after graduation?" Margaret linked her arm with Ethan Sinclair's, pride clearly showing on her face. "Actually, when we were in school, Ethan had a girlfriend." Her words felt like a needle, unexpectedly piercing my eardrum. Guests murmured quietly around me, and I instinctively dropped my gaze to adjust the camera settings, avoiding Ethan Sinclair's eyes. "I liked him a lot back then." Margaret's voice took on a deliberately coy tone. "Later, I used a little trick to break them up." The words "a little trick" made my hand gripping the camera clench tightly. The memory from 3 years ago flooded my mind the moment I saw those 3 words. It was the night of our graduation farewell dinner. The class gathering took place at a street-side eatery near the school. Not good with alcohol. I was pressured by some boys into downing several beers. In my dizzy state, all I remember is someone saying they'd take me back to the dorm. When I woke up, I was lying on a bed in a hotel outside campus, next to a strange man whose clothes were disheveled. The door slammed open before I was fully awake. Ethan Sinclair stood at the door, his face pale as paper, the coldness in his eyes capable of freezing someone. "Reese Watson." He bit out my name, each word trembling. "Is this how much you love me?" I wanted to explain, but my throat felt blocked. I couldn't get a single word out. The stranger woke in panic, fumbling for clothes. To Ethan, that scene only confirmed my betrayal. He turned and walked away, barefoot. I chased after him, only catching a glimpse of his determined back. After that day, the campus forum was completely blown up. The post titled "Reese Watson's Chaotic Private Life" was pinned to the homepage, accompanied by photos of me with a stranger in a hotel room. The photos were taken from a tricky angle, just enough to catch my face, but the man's features weren't clear. The comments got increasingly vicious. Some said I was after money, others claimed I'd been seeing 2 people all along. I clutched my phone, sending message after message to Ethan Sinclair, explaining I was drunk, that I didn't know the man, that it was all a misunderstanding. His message inbox always showed in red, and his calls went unanswered. I waited downstairs at his dorm, searched for him in the library he often visited, but couldn't catch a glimpse of him. My dorm mates urged me to give up, saying Ethan Sinclair was probably determined to cut me off. I couldn't accept it. I kept thinking that if I could just see him and explain everything clearly, believe me. Then, on graduation day, I got a text from an unknown number. "Reese Watson, stop looking for Ethan. He's with me now, and he's happy." I later found out the sender was Margaret Sullivan. Later on, Ethan completely gave up on her. Margaret's voice pulled me back. I was with him for 3 years. At least it wasn't all for nothing. The guests applauded at just the right moment, praising them as a match made in heaven. I stood in the corner, my stomach churning. Ethan Sinclair's gaze swept over me, his brow furrowing just slightly. "You're the photographer for today?" He came over, his tone clearly skeptical. "How come I didn't know the wedding company hired you?" I gripped the camera tightly, trying to keep my voice steady. "Mr. Sinclair, I'm a photographer contracted with the wedding company, fully certified." "Certified?" Margaret stepped closer, deliberately leaning toward Ethan. "Ethan, don't you remember? Back then, Reese really made a name for herself in room 302. Her credentials are not ordinary. Room 302. Those words felt like a rusty knife, stabbing sharply into my heart. That room ruined everything between Ethan and me, staining my reputation throughout college. I remembered those days when people whispered and stared, the tears I hid under the covers late at night, the countless times I felt a pang of disappointment looking for Ethan Sinclair. The discomfort in my stomach grew stronger. I covered my mouth and rushed to the bathroom. I leaned over the toilet, dry heaving, but nothing came up, only tears streaming down uncontrollably. The cold tiles pressed against my forehead, easing the dizziness just a little. My phone vibrated in my pocket, a message from the store manager asking if the shoot was going smoothly. I wiped away my tears, replied, "Everything's fine," and took a deep breath before stepping out of the restroom. In the banquet hall, Margaret was still sharing her pursuit story with the guests. "Actually, that farewell dinner was on purpose. I had my friends get Reese drunk. That man was someone I paid to bring in, just to stage a scene for Ethan. The posts on the forum were planted by me, and the photos, I took them myself, with carefully calculated angles." Her voice was neither loud nor soft, just clear enough for those nearby to hear every word. I stood at the door, watching her animated expression, and suddenly found it all quite ridiculous. Ethan Sinclair's face shifted from calm to a deathly pale. He suddenly grabbed Margaret Sullivan's wrist so hard that she gasped in pain. "What did you say?" Ethan's voice carried a restrained anger. "Was all this you're doing?" Margaret was scared by his expression, her eyes instantly filling with tears. "Ethan, I only did it because I loved you so much. I was afraid of losing you. Love me." Ethan Sinclair sneered coldly, releasing her wrist. "Is what you call love just a lie that ruined me and Reese?" The guests erupted completely. Camera shutters clicked non-stop, even livelier than during the wedding ceremony earlier. Margaret panicked, grabbing Ethan's shirt and refusing to let go. "Ethan, I didn't mean to. Ethan suddenly shook her off and walked straight toward me. His steps were quick and urgent, his eyes filled with a panic and regret I had never seen before. "Reese," he stopped in front of me, his voice trembling. "I'm sorry, I didn't know. I didn't know she was behind it." I looked at him, the man I once loved deeply, his face filled with guilt. But inside, I felt nothing. "Mr. Sinclair." I took a step back, putting space between us. "Please show some respect. Today is your wedding. He gave a bitter laugh. "This wedding full of lies doesn't even count." He stepped closer, reaching to take my hand. "Reese, can we start over? I know I was wrong. I'll make it up to you with my whole life." I turned sideways to avoid his touch, my voice calm. "Mr. Sinclair, there's no need." "Why?" His eyes dimmed. "Is it because of the misunderstanding back then?" "I can explain. I was too impulsive at the time. I thought. You thought I betrayed you." I cut him off. "So you wouldn't even give me a chance to explain, right?" Ethan Sinclair's face went pale instantly. He opened his mouth but couldn't say a word. "Ethan." I looked into his eyes, speaking each word slowly. "I searched for you for an entire month. Sent over 100 messages, made countless calls, and you never answered. I waited outside your dormitory building for 3 whole nights, freezing myself sick, and you were with Margaret Sullivan the whole time. You never trusted me, never wanted to hear my side, so what's the point of saying all this now?" His body wavered, pain filling his eyes. "Reese, I took a deep breath, finally sharing the secret I'd hidden for 3 years. "I was pregnant with your child back then." Ethan Sinclair suddenly looked up, his eyes wide and rimmed with red. "What did you say? A child?" "Yes." I nodded, my voice slightly hoarse. "I found out I was pregnant and wanted to tell you, to clear everything up with you. That day, I went to you with my pregnancy test report, but on the way, I was hit by a car running a red light. I lost the baby, and I stayed in the hospital for half a month. When I woke up, the first thing I saw was a photograph Margaret sent me of her and you together." Ethan froze in place, his face as pale as paper, lips trembling, tears falling without warning. No, that can't be," he murmured. "Reese, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry." He stepped forward, trying to hold me, but I pushed him away with all my strength. "Ethan, it's all in the past now." I wiped the tears at the corner of my eyes, my voice steady. "The child is gone, so is our relationship. Let's not contact each other anymore." After saying that, I turned, grabbed the camera bag from the corner, and walked out of the banquet hall without looking back. Behind me came Margaret Sullivan's crying and the murmurs of the guests, along with Ethan Sinclair's calls. But I didn't look back. Stepping out the hotel entrance, the evening breeze brushed my face, carrying a slight chill. I looked up at the sky. The stars shone brightly, yet my heart felt unusually calm. 3 years of obsession seemed to finally be let go at this very moment. By the time I got home, my phone was already flooded with all kinds of messages. The wedding fiasco of Ethan Sinclair and Margaret Sullivan had already topped the local trending search list. "Century wedding turns fiasco, Margaret Sullivan schemer, Ethan Sinclair misjudged ex," and other topics dominated the front page of trending searches. Opening the trending search, it was all videos and photographs from the wedding scene, Margaret's tearful defenses, Ethan's anger and regret, and the silhouette of me walking away were all captured clearly. In the comment section, the tone completely flipped. "Margaret Sullivan is so disgusting. Reese Watson has it so rough, misunderstood and losing her child. It's heartbreaking. Ethan Sinclair may be pitiable, but back then, shutting Reese down without listening was pretty callous too. Margaret's image has totally fallen apart. She used to fake being this innocent, pure girl." I scrolled through the comments, feeling neither the relief it expected nor any sadness. It turns out time really can heal everything. Those things that once made me want to die now seem like passing clouds. I turned off my phone, made a cup of warm milk, and sat on the sofa gazing at the night view outside the window. Over these 3 years, I turned from a notorious college student into a somewhat well-known photographer. I moved to a new city, started over, worked hard, and slowly healed my wounds. Those painful memories haven't disappeared, but they no longer pierce me so easily. The next morning, I was woken by the news on TV. Ethan Sinclair held an emergency press conference, publicly apologizing to me. He stood in front of the camera, his face drawn, his eyes sincere. "I know my apology sounds hollow, but I still want to say sorry to Reese. Back then, I was too impulsive, too stubborn. I didn't believe her or give her a chance to explain, which led to irreversible consequences. I have broken off my engagement with Margaret Sullivan and will hold her accountable through legal means. Reese, I know I hurt you. I don't dare to ask for your forgiveness. But I'm willing to spend the rest of my life making it up to you, whatever you ask. I will agree, on TV. He looked so sincere that even the reporters couldn't help but be moved. I picked up the remote and softly pressed the power button to turn off the TV. Whether it's an apology or making amends, none of it is what I want. What I've always wanted has never been any of this. After washing up, I got ready to head to the photo studio. Just as I stepped out of the residential gate, a crowd of reporters surrounded me. Ms. Watson, do you accept Ethan Sinclair's apology? Ms. Watson, is there any chance you and Ethan Sinclair might get back together? Ms. Watson, what do you have to say about Margaret Sullivan's behavior? The microphone and camera were shoved right in front of me, and the flashes were so bright I could barely keep my eyes open. Frowning, I pushed through the crowd and said, "Sorry, I have nothing to say." After struggling to get away from the reporters, I reached the photo studio's door, only to find a crowd gathered there as well. There were curious online friends, reporters who had come upon hearing the news, and some clueless passersby. The store manager saw me and quickly ran over. "Reese, you should go inside and hide." I followed the store manager into the studio, glanced at the noisy crowd outside, and sighed helplessly. This can't go on like this. The store manager handed me a glass of water. Today's business is definitely lost, and the rest will probably be affected too. I took a sip of water, calming myself down. "Sorry, manager, I've caused you trouble. No need to be polite with me." The manager patted my shoulder. "I'll approve a few days off for you. Go hide for a while and really think about how to handle this. You don't need to worry about things at the store right now. I've got it covered." I looked at the store manager gratefully. "Thank you." After leaving the photo studio, I didn't go home but went to Ethan Sinclair's office. I know this has to be settled once and for all. Otherwise, my life will never be peaceful again. The receptionist saw me and clearly recognized me, then called Ethan Sinclair. Soon after, Ethan came running out of the office. When he saw me, surprise spread across his face. "Reese, what are you doing here? Don't you already know why I'm here?" I stepped into his office and got straight to the point. "Ethan, you're too selfish." His expression froze. "Reese, you held that press conference apology, apparently for me, but it was really just to make yourself feel a bit better." I cut him off. "Have you ever thought about what your apology would do to me? Reporters surround me, online friends harass me, and the shop where I work can't even operate normally. Is this what you call making things right?"